Hi, we are today going to cycle one of the Gravelfoyle routes, and so we've decided to pick the Aqueduct route. You've got three. You've got the small ferry loop here, which is about 10k, then the Aqueduct Loop, 20k, or the Lomond View route, which is 30k. We're going for the Aqueduct Loop, the middle one, about 12.5 miles, 20k. We have got our OS map. We know where we're going. It is waymarked, but always carry a backup. And we are very excited. We've decided to come in actually from Lima Hamish, which is just outside Aberfoyle. So we are going to be joining it at Clashmore, missing out this uphill section if you were coming from Aberfoyle. And then we're going to be going clockwise around. So let's see how we get on. Come and join us.
So I'm on my Cinelli or Cinelli, however you say it, Argento Vivo. So it's a early 90s stroke mid 90s ATB, so all-terrain bike. I was lucky to pick it up from someone in Edinburgh, and it had never been used in 30 years. I pretty much gave it its first outing. It's an amazing bike, especially for the ride we're doing today, which is mostly gravel rides. I've done a lot of mountain biking through my 20s and 30s and had lots of different mountain bikes. And I would say, apart from the drawback of not having suspension, this is my best fitting mountain bike ever. And I absolutely love it. It would have been quite a prestigious bike back in the day. Because me and Sarah love kind of vintage and retro bikes, it suits us to the T.
This is my early 2000s Kona Pahoehoe hardtail. I've had it since about 2003. Been upgraded with disc brakes, new wheels, various things. I just love it. It is perfect for the gravel trails, or if there's some single track as well. So it's pretty versatile and going with our retro bike theme.
Nearly at the Aqueduct Loop, just a few more miles. If you're coming up from Lima Hamish, you come up here. From Gartmore, come up here, bit of single track through there. And this is the way. And the sun is now out. Lovely. Weather-wise, we couldn't have asked for a perfect day. It's not too hot. Well, it is October, but don't like cycling when it's hot. And it's not raining, and it's not windy, and we're in the forest, so great. We are at our first waymarker for the Aqueduct Trail. We joined a bit of the ferry trail, but going the opposite way round just before Clashmore. We've come over the hill from Clashmore, and we're now going to be following the Aqueduct Trail.
colours are spectacular. We are out in, it's the end of October. The bracken is looking just so rusty. It's lovely. Remembering that Loch Ard Forest is a timber plantation, and also people live in the forest, and there are like cars, and you'll sometimes find, we found a tractor earlier on some of the tracks, so just be conscious when you come around corners maybe. And the rain has started, but we got some great views.
And also, I've ridden in this forest quite a lot, and there's times when you go out and you see no one. So it's always good to be prepared. Maps, first aid kit, snacks, and anything you feel as though you need just to sustain yourself, just in case you get into any difficulty.
Loch Ard Forest, there are loads of gravel routes all the way around it, but these waymark routes are amazing, especially if you haven't been gravel riding before, or you want to give it a go. Also, Loch Ard Forest is huge. It's vast, and it would be easy to get lost.
Well, squeaky, squeaky. Joy of cantilever break. Yeah, so it is huge, and there's so much to see and do, and like Sarah said, that's why the marked routes are brilliant, because you can kind of shut off a little bit as long as you don't miss the signposts, but they've done really well at signposting, and they're really easy to see.
50% completed. Wonderful. It's just raining a little bit, so we've got our waterproofs on. Well, waterproof jackets, lightweight jackets. Mine is some, I think it's 90s Ultura jacket. It was my granddad's, because my other jacket's somewhere else, and Paul's in a Rafa lightweight waterproof. But you definitely need one. This is the start of the Highlands. It's mountains all around us. You think it's supposed to be not raining today, but it's raining. Just cycling under the aqueduct, which aptly named this gravel route is the Aqueduct route.
So we're here under the Loch Katrine pipeline. The reason the loop is called the Aqueduct Loop is we passed a couple of these. And they're super fascinating because they're quite a feat of engineering. Sarah's going to check the date. But back in the day, Glasgow suffered from really ill water quality, so much so it was, causing all types of diseases. Just because of where they were getting their water from, they're almost kind of recycling their own filth. What they did is they built this as a solution, and it runs all the way from Loch Katrine, which is quite a few miles that way, and it runs all the way into Glasgow, and it gives us super nice water. And what blows my mind about it is that it's gravity fed, so it's not pumped, it's just gravity all the way into Glasgow. And from Aberfoyle, you see it and you pass it numerous times on your way into Glasgow or way back out.
just passed the 75% of the Aqueduct Loop done, the sign, and we really like those signs. I think when you're cross-country riding, you have defined sections, whereas when you're on gravel, sometimes you can be like, what, like, how much further? For me, personally, that kind of breaks it up nicely. Obviously, these routes are amazing. You get so many different sections. It doesn't feel like that. They've done so well with their route selection. So I think it might be the Lomond route next. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And just a downhill run into back to Aberfoyle. A little bit of uphill because we started by near Limahamish. But yeah, time for coffee and cake. We always stop for a coffee and cake in Aberfoyle, often at the Aberfoyle Bike Hire and Cafe, run by Nick. Just such good coffee. Today we went to the station. There's also Liz McGregor's, and there's the butchers that do hot and cold rolls. So there's loads of options, 3 pubs as well. We've now just got a 3-mile 5k scooch back to where we started from. Wonderful ride. Let's hear Paul's thoughts. What do you think of the ride, Paul?
Love it. It's a nice cake, coffee. That's what it's all about.
But what do you think of the ride?
Oh yeah, good ride, good ride. Very varied, lots to see, beautiful parts of the forest. So even though it's quite a heavily managed forest, there's lots of parts that have been deforested, so they've been allowed to rejuvenate. So it's amazing what you can look at. And the views in that glen are just spectacular.
You